pacifism needs to be about keeping these commandments.
This is not what I expected out of them. The true Bible, the book of our fathers.
Right. The Most High has given us guidance on what we need to do.
It's Officer Eli. It's Officer Nashon. Officer Ezekiel.
Shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless you all. Happy prep day as we wind down to the Sabbath. We're in part 2 of our series. Then shall his mind change. Okay, I'm Bishop Yawasop, and to my panel tonight is
Shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless. Captain Sariah.
Shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless. Officer Ezekiel.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless. Officer Eli.
Shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless. Officer Nashon.
And Officer Eli and Most High in Christ bless.
all praise to the Most High. So here we are. We were trying to get set up in our studio, but Lord willing, next week we'll be in there. We are almost done with the setup, so we just want to make sure that it's right. We're also going to be looking to have a phone line connected to it with questions and comments pertaining to the topics that we're dealing with will be allowed to come through on the show. Just something that we've been working on for a while. So we're going to be employing that as well. Hopefully we can get it together on the first few tries, but we definitely want to do that. But tonight we are still broadcasting from our sanctuary, all right? And the news is pretty much gone out in IUIC that North Carolina has relocated the Concord School, and now we're in Gastonia, North Carolina, which is about 45-minute difference between the two. So it's still relatively close because everyone here pretty much drives. So it's not really too much of a strain, but it's a bigger spot. It's a bigger place, and I think it'll accommodate a good amount of us. So we're thankful to the Lord for giving us that opportunity to be able to put this together for us. So I'm going to continue on with my topic, and we're all going to get into this thing. We were dealing with the topic of then shall his mind change, okay? And we were reading out of the scriptures concerning that. I guess what we need to do now is deal with this disclaimer, because part of my title actually deals with that. Then shall his mind change, okay? So let's get that going. Come on.
We are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a non-violent, Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat as stated in Leviticus chapter 5 and verse 1.
You know what's amazing about us having to read this? Here we are the victims of violence. We are the victim of hate. We are the victim of every evil imagination, but yet we have to say that we are not a hate group. That's indicative of the title. Then shall his mind change. I guess I got to open up, because I'm going to go back to that. Give me the book of Habakkuk and read verse 11. Read verse 11. Because we're going to go through that. We're going to go through that. I'm going to take you through that, a little bit of history on that in terms of how we got to this point where the victims are being looked at as terrorists. The victims of terrorism is actually being labeled the terrorists. Then shall his mind change. Read.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 11. Then shall his mind change.
Then shall the so-called white man's mind change. So it had to change, meaning not in real change, but he changed in terms of causing you to think that he's changed, causing our people to think that he's a Christian, that he's a saint, that he's a governor, that he's a man to be trusted. Let him into your congregations. Let him come in and celebrate and fellowship with you. And then when his nature comes out and he pull out his gun and start shooting people in the congregation, then all of a sudden they wonder, how did this happen? Then shall his mind change. What I'm talking about is Dylan Roof. I'll just use that as an example. Dylan Roof is the mind of what set this whole system up. Don't look at him as a freak of nature. Look at him as another part of the whole global experience with these people. Because what Dylan Roof did was what their ancestors did to take this country. What Dylan Roof did was what their ancestors did to take over Africa, to take over Puerto Rico, to take over Haiti, to take over Cuba, to take over Santo Domingo, to take over every spot on this earth. Give me that. Job 9:24. Give me Job 9:24. And then the people who've been victimized, they are called the hate group. They're called extremism. They're called tyrants. They're called the people that here we go. We got to go over there and get them. We got to stop them. We got to put an end to their violence. Lord have mercy. Call them terrorists. Read.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Go ahead.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
What did the wicked do? The wicked covered the faces of the judges thereof. I know there is a particular deeper understanding to the scripture because the Most High, the Bible is reading this way because it's saying that the Most High is the one that gave the earth to this evil man. Okay, hold that. Give me Genesis. I'm jumping around a little bit. Give me Genesis 27, and I think it's 38. 27:38. Because the wicked is Esau. Okay, the earth is given into his hands. So I'm going to give you the Most High's part of it, but then I'm going to also give you the mentality, the mindset of these people, these Edomite people. You got it?
Genesis chapter 27, verse 38.
Come on. This is about the blessing of the two boys, Jacob and Esau, when Isaac was about to pass away. Okay, he gave the blessings to the two sons, and Jacob had already gotten the blessing, so now Esau comes in from the field, and he said, well, what happened to me? Because he was supposed to get the blessing first because he was the firstborn. And Jacob had got in there because of Rebekah helped that thing. That was the plan of the Most High. Yes. Read.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father?
Have thou one blessing, my father? What about me? Go ahead.
Bless me, even me also, O my father.
Go ahead.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. But now you get some people that'll try to say, because I'm getting ready to go on a whole lot of tangents, so don't let me lose you now. Hebrews 12 and 16. But don't go there yet. Read that again. Where you at?
And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father?
So he sounds sorrowful. He sounds like, what happened to me? Ain't there one blessing for me? What about me? So Edomites and different people around the world would say, see there, Jacob took his birthright from him and would try to lay an evil name on Jacob. But the Most High gave the vision to Rebekah, for Rebekah to make sure that Jacob get the blessing. So that was of the Most High. But what certain people have done, they've tried to say that Jacob swindled him out of the birthright. But we're gonna show you that ain't the case. Read that statement again where you're at in Genesis.
And Esau said unto his father.
And Esau said unto Isaac, yes, come on.
Hast thou but one blessing, my father?
Have thou one blessing, my father?
Bless me, even me also, O my father.
What about a blessing for me? What about me? Come on.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
You see that? He lifted up his voice and wept. So what chapter are we reading in?
Genesis chapter 27.
We're reading in Genesis 27, which is after the initial incident that I'm going to read about, to show you that Esau was a vain, vile person that gave up his birthright. It ain't that Jacob stole it. He gave it up. Now, get me the Hebrews. Talk about he lifted up his voice and wept. Let these people join your congregations if you want. Talking about something, they weeping and crying. The next thing you know, you'll be on a reservation in your own house.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator.
Look at what the Most High called him. This is about Esau. He said, lest there be any fornicator. Go ahead.
Or profane person as Esau.
Or profane. A profane person means the wrong man. That's what it means. To be profane means to be wrong. As a profane person as Esau. Profanity. He's profane. He's against righteousness by birth. Read that again.
Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau.
Or profane person as Esau, the father of all so-called white people. Go ahead.
Who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
It didn't say Jacob stole it from him. It said he sold his birthright. Here. He gave it to him. He sold it. Here. He said, what good is this to me? Get that in Genesis for you that don't know what this is really going into. Go to Genesis 25. And no, I want to start up above that. Genesis 25, but thank you for telling me. Genesis 25, start with 25.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 25.
Come on.
And the first came out red.
And the first child that came out of Rebekah, which was Isaac's wife, came out red, meaning his brown color was missing. Go ahead.
All over like an hairy garment.
And the reason why that was written in the Bible was because everybody prior to that was brown. There was no need to write down Jacob's color because it's going to mention Jacob coming out and it ain't going to say nothing about color. It ain't going to tell you. Anytime you read about a baby being born in the Bible, all the people that's in the Bible written, you don't read nothing about their color. Why? That's letting you know that all the people in the Bible that's born were brown. So why is it mentioning Esau here? Because he was different. That's crystal clear. So how in the world did the world get turned upside down to the point where the people of Jacob is being called a hate group? When these people are the vile, they are the wicked, they are the evil, they are the man of sin, they are the basket of transgressions. Read.
All over like an hairy garment.
He was red and hairy all over like a hairy garment. Come on.
And they called his name Esau.
And they called his name wasted away is he. That's what Esau means. To waste away. The word, the first part of that name, Esau, means to waste away. Wasted away is he, is how you say Esau. Esau is wasted away is he. Okay, read. Meaning his brown color was missing. And that's what Isaac looked at him and he said, where is his brown color? Why he don't look like the rest of the people? How come he's different? And he named him out of a condition. This is not hate talk. This is Bible. Your Reverend Hucksters can read this. I shouldn't call him Reverend Huckster. Reverend, what's some of the pastor this, T.D. Jakes, Rex, what are the name, these different priests, Creflo Dollar. All these guys, all them big Bibles that they have, they can read this. Read that again.
And
you people sitting in the church, you crazy as hell. Read.
And they called his name Esau.
And they called his name wasted away. What are we reading? The Bible. Go ahead.
And after that came his brother out.
And after Esau was born, after wasted away was born, after missing brown color was born. Go ahead.
And after that came his brother out. And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
And Jacob's hand was held on to Esau's heel. It's going to tell you his name. Read.
And his name was called Jacob.
His name was called Jacob. Okay, go ahead.
And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
And Isaac was 60 years old when she bare them. It didn't mention nothing about Jacob's color because Jacob was the same color as Jesus Christ, was the same color as Isaiah, was the same color as Adam. Genesis 2 and 7. I got to bring these basics in. Genesis 2 and 7. Let's see what color everybody looked like.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
The dust of the Garden of Eden. It's black soil, dark brown dirt, fertile, rich soil, like mud. Read it again.
And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
And that was the garden. Okay, the dust of the ground. Give me Jeremiah 14:2. Let's find out what color the ground is.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground.
They are black unto the ground. Now, let me say this here. As y'all might have think that I've changed the topic. I have not changed the topic. We're reading nothing but pure facts. But you don't hear these facts in your church, do you? That's because the man that's ruling over your churches, his mind has changed and caused you to change with it. Caused you to deny facts, caused you to deny truth. All of what we just read is absolute biblical facts. And this is to you, you interpret this as hate. You interpret this as that's them Israelites teaching. That's their interpretation. That's how you are being led to think, because your so-called slave master's mind has changed and he's changed your mind. But in reality, did he really change? Hell no. He ain't changed a bit. We're going to show you that. Read that again.
Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground.
The Jews are black unto the ground. What color is the ground? Brown. The color is the ground brown.
Bring it up.
Judah is brown unto the ground, so you can understand. Okay? So if that's the color of the Jews, that's the color of the ground. Everybody that came out of the ground was brown. Right. So there's no need to mention their color. That's the reason why the Bible doesn't mention no baby color, nowhere, except when you got to Esau. And the first came out red. That's different. Here you are, you're the manager in a factory, and you're manufacturing Chevrolets. And you got the assembly line, and you got the man at the end of the assembly line he's got his notepad, and he's checking. Here you go. He's like, okay, blue Chevrolet, blue Chevrolet, blue Chevrolet. And that's normal. So there's no need to write that. You don't need to write that in the minority reports. What, you trying to show me something? No, don't do that. Okay. You have to write down a discrepancy, something that's different from the normal blue Chevrolets coming down the lot. All of a sudden, you're still standing there. Then all of a sudden, a red boat comes out. What the hell is this? Stop the assembly line. What's going on? Call the manager. Call the CEO. Call the district manager. Call everybody. What the hell is this? That was Isaac's reaction to when he saw Esau. When he called Esau by his name, he said that was a condition. He said, help! This is not normal. So you can understand, the name Esau is not actually a name. It's a condition. That's a condition. Give me Numbers 12. This is what he saw. Numbers 12 and 10. This is what Isaac saw.
The book of Numbers, chapter 12, verse 10.
Reading about Moses, Aaron, and Miriam. Read.
And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle.
Because Miriam got big-headed. She got beside herself. Want to speak against the servant of the Most High. So read that again.
And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle.
That means the Most High is getting ready to make some moves to shut that big mouth up. Her mouth is wide as Madison Avenue, just like a lot of some of our sisters are. They'd let Satan get in their mind and cause them that they could think that they could just run their mouth with impunity. Read that again.
And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle.
And the cloud departed from off the tabernacles.
And behold, Miriam became leprous.
Miriam became leprous. So if she became leprous, that means she wasn't leprous before. But the question is, what is leprosy? Read.
White as snow.
Meaning her brown color was missing. She didn't turn white like this paper. She turned white, meaning her brown color was missing. Read that again.
And behold, Miriam became leprous.
She became leprous. Go ahead.
White as snow.
Meaning her brown color was missing. Keep reading.
And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous.
And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, with his eyes, her brown color was missing. Okay, the leprosy that the Bible's talking about is not the stuff that you got out here now, talking about with the skin and the that ain't the leprosy of the Bible. The leprosy of the Bible is when they lose brown color. Read.
And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord.
Alas, my Lord. Now they're calling Moses Lord. Read it again.
And Aaron said unto Moses.
And Aaron said unto Moses. Now all of a sudden they got their wake-up call from God. Now they realize, oh, he's the servant of the Lord. Because I almost messed up following Miriam and her simple butt. Read that again.
And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee.
I beg you, Lord, talking to Moses. Go ahead.
Lay not the sin upon us.
Because we following her in her madness. Lay not the same sin of her speaking against the dignitaries. Lay that not upon us. Go ahead.
Wherein we have done foolishly.
Wherein we have followed her in her madness. Go ahead.
And wherein we have sinned.
Where we have sinned also. Go ahead.
Let her not be as one dead.
This is the part that I wanted. Let her, Miriam, be not as one dead. Read that statement again.
Let her not be as one dead.
Let her not be as one dead. Come on.
Of whom the flesh is half consumed.
That's Esau. That's the name there. That's what the word is right there. The root word there in the Hebrew, I'm not going to get into that, is the same root word that you would find concerning Genesis 25. I'm going to leave that alone. The waste away, meaning her flesh was half consumed. Okay? Read that statement again.
Let her not be as one dead.
Let her not be as one dead. Go ahead.
Of whom the flesh is half consumed.
Of whom the flesh is wasted away. That's what it means. So that's the way she looked was how Esau came out. The flesh was half missing. The flesh was gone. The meaning the brown color. Now, here they go again. Oh, y'all being racist. Y'all being a hate group and all of that. And what did we just read, brothers and sisters? The facts out the Bible. Okay? So the objective is they want to get rid of the Bible because if we were talking about foolishness, frolic, fornication, and evil, there'd be no problem. So it's not us, per se, that they hate. They hate this. They hate this Bible. They hate the truth of this Bible being taught. They don't mind a preacher getting up there and saying stuff that's not in the Bible, but if you're going to go into the Bible and actually teach it, like it is the book of our fathers, we're supposed to be actually teaching what's in this Bible. And when you do that, they're going to hate you. They hated Christ. They hated the disciples. They hated the apostles. They hate anything that's about truth because we are in a negative, evil world that is given into the hand of the wicked. Y'all all right? Now, where was I at?
Numbers 12.
Now, I'm done with that. Go back to where I was at.
Hebrews.
Yes, let's finish that Hebrews up. Then I'm going to let you brothers come in. I know y'all want to jump in. I ain't going to hog it up.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau.
As Esau. Go ahead.
Who for one morsel of meat.
For one morsel of raw meat. Raw! The way he like it. Go ahead.
Sold his birthright.
So he sold his birthright. Jacob didn't steal it from him. He sold his birthright. Go ahead, read on.
For ye know how that afterward.
For you know how afterwards, after this was done, he knew this before he even did it. He didn't give a damn. I'm going to read that. Read that again. For you know what?
For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing.
Esau, because he was the firstborn, he was supposed to inherit the blessing. He didn't give a damn because he's a vain person, he's profane, and he's vile as hell, and he's still vile. But what the Most High allowed him to do, he allowed him in these times to change his mind and to cause the whole world to think that he's an actual saint, to think that he's a preacher, to think that he could get up in the pulpit with a Bible. Can you believe that? And we think that's normal. That is supposed to be so against anything. How in the world you're going to have the children of Satan hold up and teach the people the Bible? You're supposed to look at that thing in absolute contempt. Because they're not supposed to have their hand on this Bible. They're not supposed to be touching it, teaching nothing. Read that again.
For ye know.
And they call this hate speech. I could dig it. I know that.
For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected.
He would have inherited the blessing. He knew that before he even did it. He knew that he was going to sell his birthright, and he knew that all of the conditions that go with that selling, he accepted that. He signed the contract. I'm going to show you that. Go back to Genesis. Is that the end of that?
No, sir.
Read.
For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears.
So the question is, do you really believe that he really sought it with tears? Do you really think he wanted to repent? No, because he was the Satan. He's the children of Satan from the beginning. All those crocodile tears from him don't mean nothing. How in the world are you going to murder a whole continent of people? Put them in the bathroom of their own house. Set up churches, colleges, schools, all kinds of things, and tell the people to come learn. Come in my institutions. Forget about the people who we murdered. Forget about all of that. Come learn. I'm the person that's going to give you the sense of justice. I'm going to also take the children of slaves and send them overseas to bring, quote unquote, justice to them. When you've taken justice from them, when you went over there and took the land from them. Read. So that was it on that, right? Now go back to Genesis. Genesis 25. Genesis 25. Huh? Genesis 25.
Genesis,
Yeah.
chapter
read.
25,
Verse 27.
verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter.
And Esau was a cunning hunter, just like these people are today. That's how you know. How you going to have people talking about the so-called white people are not the children of Esau when they fit all the characteristics of this rap sheet? This rap sheet points to them. You bring them into court, and you said, this is the man that did these things. That's going to tell you, you got the whole rap sheet. Obadiah is the rap sheet so you can understand. You read Obadiah, that's the whole record. He go to tell us, no, that's not me, that's the Arabs.
All the evidence
You dog-
point to
all
him.
the
Bishop.
evidence pointing to him. But we supposed to be dumb as hell to not understand that it's talking about him. Read that statement again.
And the boys grew,
And the boys grew,
and Esau was a cunning hunter.
and Esau was a smart hunter. That's how this man is now, a cunning hunter. Who's more cunning than him? The man puts on deer piss, bear spray, or whatever kind of stuff they use to attract the bears. The bear don't know nothing. The bear going out there thinking he going to meet another bear, and there's a damn white man in the damn woods with his favorite weapon, that damn gun. With the duck call. He got the duck call.
He'll get up at 3 in the morning and sit in the middle of the woods where the cell phone reception don't even get to in the dark by himself.
And he can get
and
it.
wait for an animal
And-
to kill.
Damn. Cunning hunter. No, that ain't Esau. You out of your mind. And you know you're out of your mind. Read that again.
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. And Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
Come on.
And Isaac loved Esau, because he did eat of his venison.
And Isaac loved Esau. Loved Esau because Esau would bring that meat home. Go ahead.
But Rebekah loved Jacob.
But Rebekah loved Jacob because Rebekah knew what the Most High was going to do with Jacob. Go ahead.
And Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from the field,
And Esau came from the field, so Jacob was cooking this meat. Go ahead.
and he
And
was
Esau,
faint.
Esau came from the field hungry. That sun was beating down on him. The Most High turned the heat up on him extra that day. Go ahead.
And Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage.
Feed me, I pray thee, with that same raw meat. That's what, because it was in this pottage was lentil beans. Okay, so the rare meat was in it. Wasn't even done yet. Read it again. Read that statement again.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage.
Come on.
For I am faint.
For I'm about to die. Read.
Therefore
There, because of that,
was his name called Edom.
so his name was changed from wasted away as he to red. That's what Edom means. Why? Because he sold his birthright for that red raw meat. That's the reason why Hebrews said for a morsel of meat. A morsel of meat is meat, rare meat. And it's red. It's telling you the condition of it. Read on. There's more.
And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
No, he's asking him, he said, sell me your birthright. How in the world does, I'm asking you to sell me something, how in the world does that equate to being swindled? You trying to sell me a car with 3 wheels on it. I'm a fool if I buy it. Huh? I'm going to pay the full price of it and the car don't have no motor in it. Who got swindled? You allowed yourself to get swindled because of your own evil greed. That's the point. That's the point. Sometimes we sell ourselves out for nothing. You can't get mad at the person that's asking for something. He said, well, listen, I want the blessings myself. And if you're stupid enough to give it up, I'm going to take it. And that's what happened. So don't blame Jacob for it, because the same thing could be happening now. People become victims of situations because they allow themselves to be victims of it. And I'm even talking about now. The Most High is with us. There's really no need for us to continue to be in this walla, low self-esteem kind of stuff when the Most High is with us. We allow ourselves. I'll give a perfect example. There's no need for you black people sitting in these churches to allow yourselves to be swindled with lies. You know better. All of you said, thousands of you. I'm looking at some of these televised evangelists, T.D. Jakes, what's the other one, Creflo Dollar and them? Huge churches with black folk all in it, loaded. And you know damn well that's you teaching, learning lies. You learn a lot, but they're eloquent, so they look sharp, you know. They sound good. No distortion in their system at all. That stuff sounds real good. The place is beautiful and all of that. But you know you're not learning the Bible, which is the book that you're supposed to be learning when you go in there. You're not learning that. And you know you're not learning it. And a lot of you are coming out of that thing. We see the letters. We hear the comments. We see it. But the majority of people that's still in there, they know they're being lied to. So don't blame the preacher. Blame yourselves. Don't blame the preacher. The Most High in Jeremiah 23, he's going to tear those preachers up. He said, woe be unto the pastors that scatter and destroy the sheep of my pasture. So he's going to tear those preachers up. But you don't have to still be in there learning foolishness when you know better. You know better than that. So don't get mad, per se, at the preacher. You're allowing yourself to be swindled by him. Read that statement again where we was at. I'm about to give it up, let y'all get in there. I just want to get these points out. Come on.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 32. Verse 31. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
Go ahead.
And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me?
You see that? That's the part right there, let you know that he was a vain person, a profane person, just like we was reading in Hebrews. He said, what good is this birthright going to do to me? That's the reason why he gave it up. It's not that Jacob stole it. He gave it up because he was a vile, deceitful piece of garbage. And he allowed it. Read that statement again.
And Esau said,
a Negro in church talking about some Jacob took his birthright from him. Read it again.
And Esau said, behold, I am at the point.
And Esau said, what?
Behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me?
And what profit would, did you hear this? What profit would this birthright of me being the firstborn of the chosen line? He knew that already before Jacob even spoke to him. He knew that. But he was such a vain person. That's why Hebrews say what it said. He said that Esau was vain for doing that. Vile for doing that. Then you're going to turn around and talk about something you asking for forgiveness. No. Dylan Roof come asking for forgiveness. No, nigga, you got to go into slavery. I call Dylan Roof a nigga. Yes. He's got to go into slavery. Read.
Verse 33. And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him.
So Jacob didn't put a gun to his head. Jacob says, swear to me. Go ahead.
Then.
Read it again. Swear to me what?
Verse 33. And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him.
And he did what?
And he sware unto him.
And he did what?
And he sware unto him.
Where was the Mac 10 at? Where was the Draco gun? Where was the 9mm? Where was the knife to the throat? None of that at all. What did he say?
And he sware unto him.
And he says, and he swore it unto Jacob. That's the vileness in these people. So don't get it twisted. Jacob didn't steal anything from him. Esau is a vile, vain person that gave it away. Okay? So now, how did I get to this point here? Where was I at? I segued to get to all of this because I was reading something. He changed his mind, right? Okay.
There's a little bit more on this, Bishop.
Yes, read that.
And he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
And he sold his birthright unto Jacob. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Jacob didn't steal it. He sold his birthright unto Jacob. Now, go ahead.
You can't get arrested for something that you got a receipt for.
Right. Now,
you walk out the store with the receipt.
Exactly. He got the receipt in his hand. Now, let me show you something about being sold. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Last week, I'm trying to get my thoughts together. Now, I'll come back to that. What y'all want to say? I'm getting ready to go somewhere else.
Well, let me say this right quick, Bishop, because we read this, and I know many of y'all, when we first read this, you know, it took a little minute before we actually identified, but it was crystal clear that this is talking about, you know, the so-called white man, okay? Y'all got that picture that I sent to you? Did y'all get that one? I just want them to get a glimpse of this, okay? There again, the Bible always shines a light and exposes the truth, okay? And when you see this, it just becomes more and more evident as you grow in this truth. You can't deny it no more. The reality of it, this Bible is the book of our fathers, okay? This Bible is a book of prophecy, okay? This Bible is truth, all right? Show them that. I want them to see it for themselves. And like when we show this, I want you to just read Genesis 20 and 25 again. Y'all see that right there? You think that? I showed my son that. We thought he had a jacket on or something or some clothes. No, that's his skin. That's the blood showing forth through his skin. Read it.
What's them chips called? Them fire chips.
Takis. Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment.
You see that? That blood showing forth through his skin, ain't it? See, they think we crazy. They think we don't know what we talk about when we reading this Bible, Bishop. Yeah. So I just want to throw a little proof out there of the truth so they can see for themselves.
Yeah, but I didn't.
That
Right.
We know.
Right.
But maybe you, the viewing, still hadn't quite comprehended yet. But go on into it.
But don't look at that baby any different from Bill Clinton, because they're all the same, okay? Some are redder than others because somebody was trying to say, no, that's the red baby and we ain't red. No, all of you look like that. You get mad, you get redder. Somebody hit you upside the head, you get redder. Huh? You get angry, you get redder. So come on now, stop it. You know, and I said, hey, they use a violence. They said hit them upside the head. I ain't told nobody to do that. I said if they get hit upside the head. I didn't say for us to do it. Lord
Bishop,
have mercy. Yeah, we got to be careful with everything.
You was reading
We've been hit upside the
characteristics
head.
of him.
Don't lose it. We've been getting hit upside the head so damn much. Now we can't even say the word. They actually did it, and we can't even say the word. Go ahead. Lord have mercy.
No, you was reading the characteristics of Esau, and you was making the point of then shall his mind change.
Yes, sir.
Look how crafty he is that he sold his birthright. It's recorded.
Yes.
How did it get recorded? Moses had to write this because God told him to write this account down, right?
Exactly.
He goes back to his father, go over to Genesis, jump over to, I think it's, what was we at, 27?
27. Mm-hmm.
And 34.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 34.
Look at how crafty he is. Go ahead.
And when Esau heard the words of his father.
Why? Because his birthright, he gave up his birthright.
Right. That's the point I was going at.
He gave up his birthright. So now he hears his father say, I gave it to Jacob. Right? Go ahead.
And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also,
Bless
O
me.
my father.
Watch this. Go ahead.
And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and had taken away thy blessing.
Isaac didn't know about what he did. But Esau knew. Read 36. Watch.
Verse 36. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob?
Isn't he called Jacob? Go ahead.
For he has supplanted me these
He's
two
acting
times.
like he did something evil, knowing good and well that he made an agreement to give his birthright over to Jacob. And he could have came back to his father and said, oh, okay, I sold him my birthright. But what does he do? He'll lie. He's deceitful. He's cunning.
That's the point right there. That's the point right there. That's the reason why I say in Genesis 25, it gave you the actual account. Then further up, he's acting like he didn't do that. Talking about something, he stole it from me. That was the point.
Read,
I almost forgot. I'm glad you brought it out. That was the point I was
part
going
right here, Bishop. Look at this. Watch what he says to his father. Read.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 36. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these two times. He took away my birthright.
How could he? How could he do that? You gave it to him.
That's basically like saying manifest destiny. He's saying that he said that the so-called Indians prevented him from taking land that belonged to him. That's the way these people think. When these brothers was here already, he went there. He gonna call himself manifest destiny. Y'all get off your land. We taking over. And you actually believe this man is some righteous man because his mind has changed and made you think he's a Christian, made you think he's a preacher, made you think he's a pastor.
But Bishop, did his mind really change though?
No,
it
the
didn't.
point.
Watch this. Get Micah 2:1 real quick, and because Bishop was reading earlier in Genesis 25, verse 27, it says, "And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter." He has never stopped hunting. He never stopped when he came over here and took the land from the Native American Indians, the Renaissance area. Go ahead and read that and see what the Bible say.
Micah,
because we're reading about this man's his characteristics. They've been bringing it out. Bishop, also Eli, they've been bringing out his characteristics. We're going to read some more out of the Bible. Go ahead and read that.
Micah chapter 2 verse 11.
I mean 2 and 1. I'm sorry.
Micah chapter 2 verse 1.
Go to verse 2.
Verse 2. And they covet fields.
And they covered fields. That's part of his characteristics. That's him being a cunning hunter. He cunning fields in the Renaissance area when they took over the whole European area. He covered fields when they came over. Christopher Columbus came over here to the east coast of America and destroyed the native Indians and took their land. All right, and what'd you say, Bishop? Put them in the bathroom of their own house.
Put them in the bathroom of their own house.
Go ahead, keep reading.
In the west coast,
right?
In the western hemisphere.
Matter of fact, they still doing it today.
Yeah.
He has not changed, Bishop. When they go to the continent of Africa,
right?
They still doing it, taking all the resources, covenant fields. Read on.
And they covet fields, and take them by violence.
And take them by what?
Violence.
He has not changed. That's the way that's how he in every part of the seas right now, taking it by violence. War here, war there. He's a cunning hunter. He has not changed whatsoever.
And houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house.
He take them away. He take away the continent of Africa. He took away the continent of America. Puerto Rico. It don't matter. Haiti. He
took people. He not only did he take the lands, he took their heritage,
right?
Took their name, took our names,
right?
Took our nationality and called us Negroes. What the hell is that?
And now you look up to him because you think you liberated. You ain't liberated from nothing because he said you can do whatever you want to do. No, he ain't teaching you the truth of the Bible. The Bible have laws, statutes, and commandments that we need to obey, adhere to. That man's a cunning, deceitful, wicked man.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to say nothing crazy.
Yeah. I gotta go a little deeper in terms of where his mind changed. Give me Obadiah, the 2nd verse.
Obadiah, verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
I have made thee small among the heathen. They ain't talking about necessarily small in number, meaning small in stature, meaning the Most High hate they behind. Read it again.
Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Thou art greatly despised. I'm going to come back to that verse. Now give me Isaiah 14. Give me Isaiah 14 and verse, I think it's verse 16 or 17. Isaiah 14, verse 16 and 17.
Isaiah chapter 14.
And we're going back to Obadiah. I'm going to make my point about his mind changing.
Yes, sir. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 16. They that see thee,
They that see this despised man, Esau, because that's what it's talking about. Read verse 12, just to get the thought together.
verse 12, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
How did the white man lose his power, lose his position, lose his loftiness? The Most High going to bring him down. And the Most High is calling him what he is, Lucifer. There's another name for the devil and Satan. He says he's the light bearer. He says he's the Christians. He says he's the Jews. That's what let's talk about. He says that he's the preachers and the pastors. I'm the teachers. I'm the professors. I'm the president. The light bearer. I'm Jesus. Read that again.
How art thou fallen from heaven,
How art you fallen from your lofty state? Go ahead.
O Lucifer?
Oh, Lucifer, you told everybody that you was a star of justice and wisdom. Here you sending troops all over the planet talking about you establishing justice, and the whole earth is in the hand of the wicked. That's where I was at. The whole earth is underneath the control of these people. The evil, the wicked, the Bible says. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. I'm talking about Proverbs 29 too. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. People are mourning all over the planet because of this, because folly is set in great dignity. How about that? And there's an error that proceeded from the rulers. When you read the book of Song of Song, what was it? Ecclesiastes 10 and 5 and 7. 10, 5 to 7. That's where I'm quoting from. So because of his rulership, everybody's suffering because folly is set in great dignity. Read that again. Where you at?
How art thou fallen from heaven,
How art thou fallen from your rulership? Go ahead.
O Lucifer?
Oh, Lucifer, you told everybody that you was the star of justice. You told everybody that you was the bright star of wisdom, of technology and righteousness. Go ahead.
Son of the morning.
Son of the morning. That's what you told everybody. Go ahead. You say you was Jesus Christ. Go ahead.
How art thou cut down to the ground,
How art thou cut down to the ground? You're going to be brought down.
which didst weaken the nations?
What's going to bring you down? This Bible. That's the reason why you're against it. We understand that. It says, how art thou cut down from your rulership to a slave? That's where you're going. How art thou cut down to the ground, which did what?
Weaken the nations.
Which did weaken the nations by dropping bombs on them, by taking their lands from them, by taking their resources from them, by taking everything that made them a people in the first place. That's how you weaken them. That's what a conquistador does. That's what a conqueror does. That's you. And you got the, that's what I needed. Go back to, I needed more. Yeah. I'm going to read that. Where you at? Same, which did, no, I ain't read that yet. Which did weaken the nations. Go to, I'm going to come to that. Go to, there was more in Genesis. That's what I needed. I didn't read that about the blessings. That's what I forgot to bring out. Because he said that he dropped, what did it say? Which did weaken the nations. This is how he weakened the nations. Genesis 25 and where you at? It was 38, 39. It's sounding them verses. Genesis, the same way we was at. We was reading about the blessings.
Genesis
I didn't read the blessing that Esau got.
Genesis,
that's what I needed.
Chapter 27, verse 40.
Go ahead.
Well, 39.
Yes.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
That's how the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All of the best places Esau took that through war. Read that again.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him.
What's the verse before that? 38?
Yes,
Read
sir.
38. Come
Verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father?
Hast thou one blessing for me? Go ahead.
Bless me.
I didn't give a damn about this birthright, but what you got for me? Go ahead.
Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
And he lifted up his voice and wept. Now he up there weeping, but like we established earlier, he didn't give a damn about the birthright. Then he lied and said that Jacob stole it. Like he didn't give it up. Talking about something, this is the second time he did this to me. BS. But this man is a natural born liar. Read.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. Fatness means the best places. He says, look, Esau, I'm going to give you a gift. I'm going to give you a blessing. Your blessing is going to be that you're going to have the best places on the planet. Go ahead. Read.
And of the dew of heaven from above.
And you're going to have the best places, the dew of the heaven, meaning that you're going to have the great vegetation, the trees, palm trees, all of the vegetation in Puerto Rico, all them areas. Go ahead.
And by thy sword.
And by what?
Thy sword shalt thou live.
That's proof, again, that Cain is their father. Because Cain was blessed with the same gift. The weapons, making weapons and all of that. That's the same man's thing right here. So again, here we are in court, and we lining up all the clues. This man is going to jail. Because all the clues fit him.
Bitch, can I bring some out?
Yes, sir.
Turn me up a little bit. Give me Habakkuk 2 and 4. I'm going to bag you up on that, Bishop. And we're going to read down to 5.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
So the Most High said he ain't make him like he made all the other, like Israel. He made him a little different. Even from the other nations, the Lord made him different from all the other nations, the people that coexist on the earth. Read on.
But the just shall live by his faith.
That's going to us being just.
The just
the law abiders.
Right, exactly. The just is the Israelites. We going to live when we keep these commandments. That's the faith that the Most High is talking about.
Read on.
Verse 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine.
By lies. Read on.
He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
He what?
He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
He's in other lands, taking other people's natural resources. Okay, seeing what they got to offer, taking over their countries. Read on.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell.
So he can never have enough. Read on.
And is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
So it ain't no limit to how much he want. He gonna want and want and want. Read on.
But gathereth unto him all nations.
He do what?
Gathereth unto him all nations.
So he got all people in captivity up under him.
That's what it's saying. He ain't saying he just gathered them like he's going to be fair with them. He gathered them because he put them all in captivity.
To serve them.
Exactly. Just like it said about their ancestor, Alexander and them, and the Greeks, and Antiochus and all that they should all become one people. It didn't say that everybody was going to have their own. It said they all have to forget the laws and the customs of their own people and follow them. That's what we read it.
You want that, Bishop?
No, go ahead. See, you got to the point? All praise to the Most High. So, where was I at? Let's finish that Genesis up, and then we're going to take the break, brothers and sisters, and we'll be back.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
And by thy sword, by your weapons shalt thou live. That's what's keeping the people away from getting you. That's the reason why when we was reading over, when I'm going to go back to it, that's how you weaken the nations. That's how you weaken them. Read that again.
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
And by thy sword shall you conquer and get the best places. That's all I need out of that. Go back to where I was at in Isaiah. Which weakened the nations, Lucifer.
Isaiah chapter 14.
In verse 12.
12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
When this truth continues to come out, you're going to be exposed as Satan. Then shall that wicked be revealed. So you can understand exactly what I'm talking about. As this truth continues to come out, naturally you're going to be against it, but you've made the Negro an algorithm to be against his own salvation. I'm going to talk about that algorithm when I come back. But you know that this truth is going to shut you down. And when that truth continues to come out, it's going to reveal you just like the book of Thessalonians say. And then shall that wicked be revealed in his time. This is your time to be revealed now. Okay, read that again.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
How art thou fallen from your rulership, O Lucifer? Come on.
Son of the morning.
Son of the morning. You told everybody that you was the bright star of wisdom and justice. Go ahead.
How art thou cut down to the ground?
How art thou cut down to the ground? Meaning because when this truth come out, you're going to lose your power. Go ahead.
which didst weaken the nations.
The Most High is telling you who he's talking about. You are the ones that weakened the nations. How did you weaken the nations? Through the blessing that you got with the weapons. That's how you weaken them. You dropped bombs on them. You sent smallpox and diseases to them. And you're doing it today. Killing off hundreds of thousands and millions of people. You call it science. But you are a murderer. But we're the hate group. We're the ones that's suffering the diseases. And because we're crying out because of the diseases, we are the hate group. We're the evil ones for speaking facts. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Give me that. Go back to Obadiah and we're going to take the break. Obadiah.
Obadiah.
Because this is going back to his mind changing. After Obadiah, go back to his mind shall change and then we're going to take the break.
Yes, sir. Obadiah, verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
Who are we talking about? Edom. That's what the first verse tells you about. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. This is about Edom, the red man, the no pigment man. Now, I ain't talking about some of us that have light skin and all that. We ain't the Edomites, regardless of what complexion we look like. But you are the children of Esau. You're the ones. Read that again.
Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
I have made thee small among the nations. Go ahead.
Thou art greatly despised.
So you will be greatly despised when the people see what kind of people you really are. Go back to Isaiah. I need to go back to Isaiah. The people are going to really learn to despise you when they really find out that you're the Satan that the Bible speaks of. When they really find this truth out about you, they're going to all turn and they're going to, like the book of Habakkuk say, with one, they're going to say, woe be unto him that increaseth that which is not his. And they're going to yell a taunting proverb against you. Because they're all going to realize you're the common demon. Read.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer,
Read.
son of the morning?
Come on.
How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
You drop bombs on the nations. Come on, read on.
For thou hast said in thine
For
heart,
this same Lucifer has said in his heart, let me show you people in churches stupid as hell. Read.
I will ascend into heaven.
They said that Satan was kicked out of heaven. Why in the world is it saying that Lucifer going to ascend into heaven? Because that what you read in the Bible, you don't understand it, and your preachers know you don't understand it. That's why they give you fairy tales, Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse. You don't know what the hell the Bible's talking about at all. Read that statement again. You get that mixed up, then you read Revelation about the Michael fought against the dragon, and Satan was kicked out of heaven and all of that. That's talking about what we're reading. That did not happen in the beginning of time. That did not happen with the angels. You people are mad as hell. Crazy. That's the kind of mad you are. You crazy as hell to still be talking about that foolishness. The Satan that the Bible is talking about is this man that you call the white man. That's who it's talking about. Read.
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven.
I will ascend into heaven with his space program. That's what it's talking about. This ain't talking about Satan getting kicked out. In the book of Job, Satan and the Most High and the angels was having a conversation together.
And number one, people going in space.
Right. Read.
I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
If he was already up there, why would he say that? I will exalt my throne, my rulership above the stars of God. That's what Obadiah said. When he said that I will set my nest among the stars. I'm going out and out of space. I'm going to conquer outer space. I'm going to put my satellites up there. I'm going to put my weapons up there. God is telling you straight up who this wicked is. And he's being revealed in his time right now. So his mind had to change to prevent you from seeing him by the rap sheet that God got written on him. Read.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
The mount of the congregation of God is the Israelites. He's holding all the Israelites in captivity, all 12 tribes. Read.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds.
No, if Satan is already up there, why would it say this? This is talking about the so-called white man. That's what the book of Revelation, the 12th chapter, is talking about, the fall of the so-called white man that accused us day and night. That's still talking about them. The book of Isaiah 14 is saying the same thing. It's talking about the same thing. Read.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds.
Come on.
I will be like the Most High.
I will be like Jesus Christ. I will paint my images and say, I'm Jesus. I'm the bright star. That's what it's going right back to that 12th verse. I'm the bright star of wisdom. I'm the star of justice. I will be like the Most High. If you want to learn about Jesus and God, come on, you little poor black children, and sit before my temples and let me teach you, even though the church is sitting on a pile of bones and blood. Read.
Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell.
Yet you're going to still be brought down to captivity. Read.
To the sides of the pit.
To the sides of the pit. You're going to drink every bit of this captivity. Read.
They that see thee.
This is the verse I wanted to get to. What?
They that see thee.
They that examine you. They that see you through the lens of the Bible. That's what it's really talking about. They that see you through this. They that see you because this gospel is being spread. Why do you think the Bible says what it says? And then when this gospel gets out all over the planet Earth, then shall the end come. Why? Because the people's eyes will be opened. That's the reason why. The people going to realize you're the Satan. That's what that means. And you're going to have no choice but to fire your weapons. Read that again.
They that see thee.
They that see you.
Shall narrowly look upon thee.
To narrowly look upon something is mean to take a good look, meaning you're not looking at the lies. You're straining, you're examining it up close. You're looking at this little amoeba. You get a good close and examine look at them. In other words, television ain't in the way. These movies and all that mess, you said, nah, hell with that. I'm really looking at this real roach. Forget about the suit that you try to put him in. Forget about the lies and the drama, Miss Ann and this and that. Forget about all that. I'm looking at this thing as he really is. Read that again.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that
is holy? Wait a minute. Is this Satan? Is what?
Is this the man?
Is this the man of sin that you read about in Thessalonians? Is this the man? Go ahead. So that Lucifer that you was talking about in the 12th verse is talking about this man of sin. Just like in the book of Revelation, when it was talking about this same red beast devil, it's talking about him. Read.
Is this the man?
Is this the man?
That made the earth to tremble?
By dropping bombs on them. That made the earth to tremble. When he stepped into these people's lands, they got afraid. That's what it means also. It says that made the earth to tremble. The white man is coming. That's what it's talking about. Brothers laughing. That's what it's talking about. That made the earth to tremble. Everywhere he went, you shook with terrible fear. Is this the man? Come on.
That did shake kingdoms?
That did shake kingdoms by dropping bombs on them? So what is the point that I'm bringing out on this here? Because it says further, and not open the house of his prisoners.
Yes, sir.
We're the prisoners in his house. The so-called Native American Indians, this is their land. Even in their scholarly works, they said this is the land that belonged to the Native American Indians. Why do you think that man, Ronald Sanders, wrote that book called Lost Tribes and Promised Lands with an S? Not only the land of Canaan, but these lands over here was called for the Israelites too. That's the reason why they knew where to come after the time of the Assyrian captivity, after the time of the Babylonian captivity. When the Persians allowed Israel, the northern tribes, to come over here, they knew about this land. Okay? Now, so what's the point that I'm bringing out in all of this? And then we're going to take the break. What's the point that I'm bringing out all of this? It says what? Read that last statement again.
Is this the man?
Is this the man?
That made the earth to tremble?
So, this man has been terrorizing, because we're going to bring that in when we come back from the break. This man has been terrifying whole nations, terrifying countries, terrifying continents. Your own history bears record to the evil and the violence that you've done to everybody. So people, if they had the knowledge of really focusing and narrowly looking upon you, they would have despised you from many years ago, but you had to change your mind to make people think that that's no longer us. CRT, critical race theory, no, you're trying to make us seem like we're bad people. 1619 Project, no. We don't want you looking at how we used to be as if you changed. You ain't changed at all. But you want the people to think you changed. And when the people go to sleep, you kill them. That's how you get down. That's the reason why Obadiah said that you are greatly despised. Because they're going to wake up and they're going to realize that you are the Satan. But how do you prevent that? By pretending that your mind has changed. Then shall his mind change. And he's going to attribute his power to change the people's mind with witchcraft and television and Hollywood. And put a spell on the people to make you think that you're righteous. And you put the people to sleep. But that sleep ain't going to last too long. There's an awakening coming up, right. And this Bible is going to do it. Okay? Then shall his mind change. But did it really change? No, sir. No, ma'am. We'll be right back after these words.
If I war time, if I war, meditate there upon my mind, theater. Pants press boot off his shine. Man terrible in a war time. Dream team. Well, if I war, then it is road deep, round red room, pull up then lock down street, hit spot, jump out at the 4-door Jeep, we match black pants and boots, palm feet, let me reach for the back, pull out the heat, and I spray with the weapon, and I listen them a teach. In a war time, we no two trace like girl, we no take tough chat, don't reach boy teeth, I'm a part too cold, man, I know about mercy, cops and marrow upon the damn concrete, all I shot, yeah, why me no skin teeth, if you know, some me grim, man, come and stop it, read blood, reach to the regular, base while I lead, and the weapon, the siren, go come and set the on repeat, man, a victory dance, cause it boy, them get the feet, last man standing, so the mission complete, you see, a war time, a war, meditate there upon my mind, theater. Pants press boot off his shine. Man terrible in a war time. Dream team in a war time. For war. Meditate there upon my mind. Pants press boot off his shine. Man terrible in a war time. Dream team. You know, so set them and then come to. Only wisdom when them have is just a wisdom too. You forget it up, you just is dumb.
Redemption, yeah, we've been waiting for this, we've been praying for this. I hear the sound of God in the air, all of the nations, they tremble with fear right now, right now. Our redemption is here. Right now, right now, right now. Our redemption is here.
Be afraid, King of Kings come and lead the way. Make the heathen pay and let Edom fade. Bring the kingdom back to us so we can stay. Hey, I can't even fathom what the Lord got in store for us. Long as the rivers are source, not a force course. Running with a horse's talk deck with a garment. You can hear us coming like top floors of the parks. No longer harmless, like the calm of the storm for the bomb hit. We 11 and ours. Everything costs, nothing get absolved. Everything that's involved, you ain't gotta be cautious. You don't want to get nostalgic. Nothing on earth be the same. Giving all praise to the sun for the power and the drums, cause the weather bringing rain. Cooking settlers remains, you'll never be forgiven for your Hellenistic pain on the people that the Lord gave a heritage and name. This is for the pessimist and pain. We don't need the evidence, is plain. Lord paid the guy when he is guilty. Everything he put his finger on filthy. He won't get it will. Bring him to a shame.
I hear the sound of God's in the air. All of the nations, they tremble with fear right now. Right now. Our redemption is here.
Glory, redemption, honor, glory, redemption, honor, glory, redemption.
Our redemption is here.
All praise to the Most High. We're back, brothers and sisters. We are back. We are back. We are back. And we are dealing with, then shall his mind change. All praise to the Most High. You know, I was thinking about something. I had a few thoughts on my mind. I was going to try to bring up something that I was thinking about earlier today. And I said I'm going to make sure that I incorporate this in this class because, but let's set it up by the scripture. Give me that Habakkuk. Let's read that. Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 9. We're going to start with the 9th verse.
Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 9. Then shall come all, they shall come all for violence. Their faces shall sup as the east wind.
So this is giving you the spirit of these conquerors. Okay, read it again. So about these Edomites. Read.
They shall come.
This is talking about the children of Esau that was blessed with the sword to conquer and take the best places. This Bible is beautiful and accurate. Read it again.
They shall come.
They, the so-called white people, they
shall come all for violence.
They shall come all for violence. Go ahead.
Their faces.
Hold it. Look at the condition of the so-called Negro. The fact that he's even called a Negro is the result of violence. The fact that the Native American Indians who this land belongs to, and the fact that they are not running it, and they're on quote-unquote reservations and ravished with alcoholism because they're in total psychological despair, knowing that their land was stolen from them and they have no real say about nothing.
Right.
That's violence that did that. The people from Puerto Rico, people from Santo Domingo, Cuba, Venezuela, the different African countries, everywhere, they got to come here to make a buck because you robbed them in their natural habitat. That was a result of violence. And you conquered and you took all of the resources and made them work for pennies, so next to nothing, just to survive. Read that again.
They shall come all for violence.
They shall come all for violence. Come on.
Their faces shall sup as the east wind.
Their faces shall sup as the east wind. Hold on a second. Please fix that. This is total madness. Read that again. Unbelievable.
They shall come all for violence. Their faces shall sup as the east wind. And they shall gather the captivity as the sand.
Read it again.
They shall come all for violence.
They shall come all for violence. Go ahead.
Their faces shall sup as the east wind.
With their proud selves, they shall sup as the east wind. Come on.
And they shall gather the captivity as the sand.
That's what we was talking about earlier. They got all of the people in captivity. Go ahead.
And they shall scoff at the kings.
And they shall scoff at the kings. They shall scoff at the kings. Go ahead.
And the princes shall be a scorn unto them.
And the princes shall be a scorn unto them. I said I was going to bring up something, but yeah, I remember now. I didn't want to forget my point. And there, read that 10th verse again.
And they shall scoff at the kings, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them.
And the princes shall be a scorn unto them, meaning they hated the rulers that they found. They hated Gad. They hated the chiefs. They hated the kings. When they came, they did all kinds of evil. You know what? Cause I want to make sure I mention this thing. But since I'm talking about it, give me my pictures. Go to De La Casas. Let's just show that. I sent several pictures. Show the front of the book first, and then give me the one where it's talking about how they disregarded the kings. We're going to read about them, not that book. Follow me. Click out of that. Let me see what you got there. Okay. Could you expand that so I can see it's kind of small? Okay, this just bear with me, brothers and sisters. I don't see it in this group of pictures for some reason. Okay, there it is. I see it. See the book? It says Bartolome de la Casas, Destruction of the Indies. Show the book first. Show the cover of the book. I think you're coming to it. Come on, brothers. You're moving too fast. No. It's a beige-looking book. That's it. That's it right there. Open that up. Show that. This is the book here. This is an account of this man's evil.
Bartolome de las Casas, A short account of the destruction of the Indies.
Okay, so this is the book. This is records that's recorded about how these people did when they went to the lands, when they went to the native lands and did evil to these people. Okay, and took their lands from them, and then say, "Come learn about Jesus." Now, we're gonna keep this. Go back to the 10th verse in Habakkuk.
Habakkuk chapter 1 verse 10. And they shall scoff at the king.
And they shall scoff at the kings that they found. Like, the hell with your throne. The hell with your rulership. The hell with your guidelines. The hell with your customs. The hell with your language. The hell with your resources. Read.
And the princes shall be a scorn unto them.
And the sons of the kings were a scorn to them. They killed off the sons and the daughters. That's what they did. We're going to read about it. Come on.
They shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it.
They shall deride every stronghold. All of the strongholds that the people had, these people went and destroyed it all. In their search for gold, resources, diamonds, whatever it was, they went and killed the people off. And then it says what? And they shall heap what? And they shall heap what?
For they shall heap dust and take it.
Heaping dust is causing confusion to the people. They kicked up dust in front of the people's faces while they took their land from them. That's a crime. That's not a Jacob and Esau selling a birthright thing. You did violence to murdering and taking. That's what you did. But you call yourselves changing your mind so that the people don't look at the real you. Don't teach about what they call critical race theory. I don't even know where they even came up with that name from. Because the reality is that you're a beast and a demon. You don't want that information to come out. So you don't want that information to come out because you heap the dust, you keep the confusion going, keep the lies going. You don't want the people to see the real you. You don't want them to narrowly look upon you and consider you for what you really are, a madman and a beast and a demon. This is not hate speech.
Right.
This is righteous words. Go ahead.
I'm glad you said that because in their violence, they have completely destroyed the black man, the Hispanic man.
Oh, I'm getting to that.
They completely destroyed. Get Luke real quick, 1:68, because we'll go out there on the streets and we'll read the Bible verbatim where it says, the kingdom of heaven is for you. Christ died for you, black man, Hispanic man, the Israelites. And you have been so destroyed that you still trying to bring that man that covered fields that destroyed your people in 1619, 1492. You still want them to be in the same kingdom with you. That's what that violence that they did to us. That's how much it messed up our brains, destroyed our brains. Read that real quick.
Luke chapter 1 verse 68.
Uh-huh.
Blessed be the Lord God of Israel.
You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, blessed be the Lord God of you. Read on.
For he hath visited and redeemed his people.
His people. Jump to verse 71 so I can just get
verse
to the point.
71.
Uh-huh.
That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
No, but if we go out there and say that now, it's hate speech. Now we don't know what we're talking about. We read that out of context. Are you kidding me? This man has been destroying our people from the beginning. He has not changed. When are y'all going to get that through your thick minds? He has not changed. Christ said he got to come back and save us from our enemies, from the people that hate us. Who has us in oppression? Who got their knee on our neck? Who's shooting us down in the street? Who's murdering our people and have not stopped? All right, that's all I got, Bishop.
Go back to Habakkuk. Read 1 and 10 again.
Habakkuk chapter 1 verse 10. And they shall scoff at the kings.
So they're going to scoff against the kings that they found when they went to take these lands. Go ahead.
And the princes shall be a scorn unto them.
And they will hate the sons of the kings. That's why it says that the princes shall be a scorn unto them. They hated the seed of the kings. Go ahead.
They shall deride every stronghold.
Every stronghold meaning their religion, their culture, their customs, all of those things that fortified them as a people in the first place. You hated all of that. You deride all that. You just take that away from the people. Read.
For they shall heap dust.
And then you're going to heap dust. You're going to heap dust of confusion to confuse the people. Right. Go ahead. With lies.
For they shall.
You're going to conquer. You come over here and you conquer the people here. And when you attack them, when they actually fought back, you say it was a massacre. That's what you said about the Native American Indians. When they decided to fight back to keep you from stealing their own land, you said it was a massacre. But when you overcame them, you said we won the battle. we won the battle. That's the trickery and the dust that you heaped up. Read that statement again. For what? For they shall what?
For they shall heap dust.
For you shall kick up dust
and take it.
And steal everything because you blinded the people from the real you. Because you told everybody now that your mind has changed. You're no longer about what you did when you first killed and murdered. You're saying that's not you anymore. So we don't need to talk about what happened in 1619. We don't need to talk about what happened in 1492. We don't need to talk about what we did to your fathers. We don't need to talk about what we did to your mothers. We don't need to talk about, you can forget about all of that. Look at me as a saint. That's what you did. You know, there was a video, I want to play, but I ain't going to play it today. There was a video that we used to look at in the old school. It was made by this group that made this song called Liar. White boys made it, but it's accurate as hell. I'll bring that up later on. But let me get to my point in this here. Read that 10th verse again. Let me set it up.
And they shall scoff at the kings, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them. They shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it.
And they shall heap dust and take it. So they said they shall scoff at the kings, and they shall hate the sons, meaning the princes, and the princes will be a scorn unto them, and they shall take away all their strongholds, and they shall bring up confusion and take the whole land from people, and got the same inhabitants. So much of them, they want to come over here and make a living when all your whole resources were stolen, and the people are so psyched out with the dust in their mind, they don't even realize that they've been robbed. Now, give me my book. De la Casas. Let's show it again. Show the image again. This is the book, Bartholomew de la Casas, a short account of the destruction of the Indians, of the Indies, okay? Meaning those lands that we're about to read about, Hispaniola, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Native American, all of that. Let's talk about all that. I'm gonna bring those informations out. Open up the book. Let's deal with this part of the verse that we just read. It said, and they shall scoff at the kings. Open up the book. Let's get the pages. Let me see the pictures. Zoom in. I need it closer because I can't really see it. Zoom in. Zoom in harder. I just want to go through that group of pictures. I asked y'all to group it up. I'm looking for the ones where, not that one. Okay, not that one. Just bear with me, brothers and sisters. What's this one here? Open that up. What that say at the bottom? Read that. This is what they did when they came over here. But this ain't even, let me see. Hold that one. I want that one too. Go out of this. I'm going to come back to this one. There's another picture. Let me see that one at the top. Bear with me, brothers and sisters. That's the one there. What it says? Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Yes. Read that. It says what?
The Spaniards seized the king and killed vast members of the men who were with him.
Read that again.
The Spaniards seized the king.
The Spaniards, the so-called white man, whose mind he don't want you to know about this. He don't want you to see that this is his real mentality. Read it again.
The Spaniards,
the conquistadors, the so-called white man. Go ahead.
Seized the king.
Seized the king. Grabbed him. Conquered him. Go ahead.
And killed.
And did what?
And killed.
Murdered. Go ahead.
Vast members of the men who were with him.
And murdered vast members of the families and the men that was with him. Now show the picture. This is zoom in on some of that. Let me see what you got. This is them seizing the king. Pull it. Can you pull it up closer? I want the people to see that good. That's how they grabbing the king. Look at what they're doing. Look at the evil. All around this picture, when you examine them, this is what they did. They were murdering people. Now, give me the other picture that we were looking at. Wow. The other one, the one that I said I was going to come back to. Look at this one. When it said that they killed the people that were with him, read the caption there. Read that. It says what?
All those captured. Pregnant women. Mothers of newborn babies. Children and old men.
Go ahead.
Were thrown into the pits and impaled alive.
Do y'all see that? and then his mind shall change, because he wants you to not see him as this. But his blessing was to conquer the planet with weapons and a mind like this here. So he has not changed. He has not changed at all. Give me the other book, my brothers. Y'all doing good. Give me my other book. Give me, come out of this. Close that. Give me Puerto Rico, Flaming Resistance. Open that up so the people can see that. Zoom in so the people can see that. This is this book here. I'm going to read about conquistadors again. So we read about them being over in the Spanish islands and all that, because that was about Hispaniola. If you want to, the chapter was dealing with Hispaniola, which is now called Santo Domingo. Okay? Well, that whole area, which included Haiti, was also called Hispaniola. And then the French took one side of it, and the Spaniards took the other side of it. And that's Levi and Simeon, the tribes that you read about. They shall be as brothers. You wouldn't even have to mention that they would be brothers in the last days, because all of the tribes are brethren. But why would it say that Simeon and Levi are brethren? Because the two of them would be together in the last days on that island. So that's the proof that's just one level of the proof that the Levites is what you call the Haitians, and the and the people that you call Dominicans are the tribe of Simeon. Okay. Read. Give me the book. Hold it. Give me move around. I'm looking for the page. Y'all just saw the name of the book, right? We had the name of the book up there. Okay. No, it's not. No, there it is. Go up. Move the cap. Move over one. It was just there. I don't see it. Move it up so I can see. Yes, it's the book. Top. Can you drop the thing down so I can see what's up there? That. Go up. Move the cursor up. Now move to the right. That's what I want. Hit it. Read that. Zoom in on that. Now we're talking about, this book is called Puerto Rico, Flame and Resistance. This is out of that book here. Read that. Read the top of that again to show you how these people really get down.
On November 19th, 1493, Christopher Columbus and his crew landed in Boricuan.
Boricuan is Puerto Rico. Okay, go ahead.
They brought the gun and the sword, the Christian cross.
They brought the what? They brought the Christian cross. Lies. Go ahead.
And the Bible.
This is no different from you black people sitting in church today. You learning the same dogma. What we're talking about here, because it ain't the Bible. That ain't the problem. It's who brought you the Bible. Read that again. Read that again.
They brought,
because it's showing you that we're bringing the Bible to swallow up the lies. Read it again. On November
19th, 1493, Christopher Columbus and his crew landed in Boricuan.
So they said, they said that we're going to get rid of the statues. Our people went to sleep. They said we're going to get rid of Robert E. Lee. We're going to get rid of Teddy Roosevelt. I just realized that they tore down that statue in New York. Know what it was in front of? Did they? I think they did. Somebody said they tore it down. The one in front of the Museum of Natural History. They tore that one down. And they had to tear that one down. That one had too much history in it. The statue itself had too much information in it. You got Teddy Roosevelt on a horse in the power seat. Then you got Gad on one side with his gun pointed down to the ground saying, I'm not fighting for this devil because he took my land from me. But then on the other side, he got the algorithm called the Negro with his gun up in the air to fight for the man on the horse. You know what? I'm going to say it because I said I was going to make my point. The so-called white man has did a kind of genocide that is unique. Okay, I had a video. I was looking at a video earlier where you had the damn Nazis said that they sent their lawyers to America to learn about segregation and racism. They said that, I should have brought the video in, they sent their own racist people, their lawyers, to learn from American race, and they're all the same. Esau is the same over there as he is over here, but he said, listen, I'm going to send you to Racism University. I'm going to send you to Harvard, Racism Harvard, send you to America. And they said that the kind of evil that, I'm trying to remember what it was that he said. He said that the kind of evil that they learned from there, they said, wait a minute, we horrible, but it was the thing about the blood. They said that if you got one drop of blood that's black, you just out. You just out of our race. The Nazis said, that's too far. I can't go that far with it. They said, you guys is going too far with it. Bam. So they got a level of racism here, but it's no different from over there. It's all the same. But to show you how the Most High would cause them to tell on each other. So that was the point of that. But what I'm saying is that this so-called white man has perpetrated the kind of intellectual, psychological violence that is unique. And what I mean by that is that he has made the Negro to participate in his own destruction. He, like an algorithm. That's the reason why I had that thing. The Negro is the white man's first algorithm. And an algorithm is a program that a programmer would orchestrate, would program for it to operate in his absence. That's what an algorithm really, that's what it really is. I guess if you look it up, what you got something for me on that?
The algorithm, I'm thinking about my even Soldier Ezekiel, the coding. When you have to create an algorithm, you do if-then statements, you input, well, they will react this way to this, they will regard this as this.
So it's decision making.
Yes, sir.
Right. So if you do this, just like in your computers, if you click on certain things too many times, you're going to start getting ads from that. That's a computer program that causes that to happen, but it takes the place of somebody who had to physically be there. Before there was algorithms, somebody would literally have to sit at the control switches and make these decisions. But they say, you know what? I'm tired of doing that. Let me put an algorithm, a computer virus that will do the work for me. So, like when we be teaching, certain truths come out in our videos, an algorithm goes off in YouTube and it click, boom. They used to have to physically be there. Now they just have certain things where they say hit trigger words, and trigger words could be the Jews are black. Boom. Uh-oh, that must be the Israelites. Click, boom. That's an algorithm. So when a Negro was made an algorithm, he's made an algorithm to ward off progress. They will set a Negro in his mindset. That's why I said this kind of genocide that we have is unique. The genocide, we participate in it, meaning that ordinarily, Esau would have to watch everybody. He can't get any sleep. He said, I can't, I'm always up because I got to watch out to making sure that my hogs ain't getting killed. He's stealing my chickens. He's this and that and the other. I need a Negro that will look out for me so I can get some sleep. And in that book, Willie Lynch, he said he set the black woman up for that. And in different, he got different people set up for that. So the objective is to cause us to look for any signs of progress among your people. If you see that there's a Nat Turner speaking that's quote-unquote rallying up people together to think for themselves, the algorithm Negro will go to Massa and say, Massa, you don't have to be here to see, but I saw it for you. You go, let me get him. I'll get him. I'll get him. That's the Negro.
Oh, Django.
That is the kind of violence, psychological violence that we have that is unique. Esau did that to us. We participate in that kind of violence. So it's a hell of a thing. It's a hell of a thing. This is a unique kind of destruction. So when he kicked up dust on many levels. Got us hating our own progress. We would set up our own organizations. We would set up our own leaders. For what? For what? To go back to the mess that we were in? The program. Lord have mercy. So read this thing here. Let's read this reality.
Yes, sir. On November 19th, 1493, Christopher Columbus and his crew landed in Bariquin. They brought the gun and the sword, the Christian cross, and the Bible.
They brought the gun and the sword. That's their real history. But now they're telling you we are about the Christian cross. They tell you now that we are about Jesus. But what happened with the Christian cross? I mean, what happened with the gun? What happened with the sword? We just read about it. We just saw it. Well, let's see what these people did. Let's see if it's any different. Read.
The Christian cross and the Bible to the island.
Did they teach our people the Bible? Hell no. How in the world are you going to have all those black people sitting up in any church, any building that has a Bible in it and a man up front teaching? Everybody in there is supposed to know that they're the Jews.
Right.
All those black people sitting in there are supposed to know that they're the Israel. You are the subject of this Bible. You're the people of God. That's what you're supposed to be learning. So did they really bring you the Bible? No. They bought a sword and a gun that shot your brains out while you're sitting up there in those slaughterhouses called churches, those cemetery row seating, having your minds like tombstones, dead as hell. Read.
Columbus claimed the land for Queen Isabella of Spain.
Where in the world in the Bible say that? How in the world they going to bring the Bible and then say that Queen Isabella claimed this land for her? Where is that in the Bible that they're supposed to do that? In the Bible it said they covered fields. The Bible said that they did evil. The Bible says that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. They covered the faces of the judges. They robbed them, killed them off. The Bible didn't tell them to come and take this thing and give it to Queen Isabella of Spain. So what did they bring the Bible for? They brought the Bible to kick the dust, just like we just go back to that Habakkuk again. This is how they kick the dust.
Habakkuk chapter 1 verse 10.
Yes.
And they shall scoff at the kings.
So they brought the gun and the sword to kill off the kings. Read.
And the princes shall be a scorn unto them.
And they hated their sons and daughters. And we just read that pregnant women and everybody. They murdered them. Negroes didn't write these books. Wait a minute. Where's the hate that we're supposed to be talking about? The fact that we even have to say that. Like I said, this is the kind of violence, the psychological violence and the evil that is unique. Here you actually have the victims of murder, the victims of racism. We don't even have our own names. We had to go and get our names returned back to us and by your permission. But why in the world did we lose our names in the first place? Because a demon. Read it again.
And they shall scoff at the kings.
And they shall scoff at the kings. Come on.
And the princes shall be a scorn unto them.
And the princes shall be, the sons shall be a scorn unto them. Come on.
And they shall deride every stronghold.
And you shall hate everything that held the people in check. Their language, their culture, their songs, the music, everything. Everything that these people did as a community, as a nation. You had to divide and tear all of that up and replace it with lies. Go ahead.
For they shall heap dust.
For they shall heap dust. This is where they brought the Bible in. And it ain't the Bible. A lot of our people thinking that the Bible was the problem. You listening to the people teaching it to you. Because they're not teaching. How in the world could they say that they're teaching the Bible, we're teaching the Bible, and what we're teaching sounds so different, but yet we're reading it? That's obviously they're not teaching you the Bible at all. Because nothing that we brought out can be refuted. Nothing. We send an officer of 10 in the church, tap the whole church with the scriptures. Because they're doing nothing but lying in there. Read that again. And they shall what?
And they shall deride every stronghold.
Read.
For they shall heap dust and take it.
They shall heap dust and take the land. Take the resources. Take the people as slaves. That's what they did. And trick the people. Okay? Read back up in here again. Back into this history that we're reading.
Yes, sir. They brought the gun and the sword, the Christian cross and the Bible to the island. Columbus claimed the land for Queen Isabella of Spain.
That ain't in the Bible. Go ahead.
Soon Spanish conquistadors landed in Boricuan.
They landed in Boricuan. Go ahead.
They brought with them brutality and avarice.
Wait a minute. They brought with them what?
Brutality.
Brutality. Brutality is murder.
And avarice.
Avarice is greed. They had an avarice meaning insatiable appetite of destruction. Go ahead.
Machismo.
Machismo. Move. Knock the caciques out, the kings. Killed off the children. Move out the way. This ain't your rulership no more. Move. Boom. Go ahead.
Smallpox.
And brought diseases. Smallpox.
And syphilis.
So there's no question as to why we're so nervous today. with your vaccines and all of that. I guess I couldn't say that. I guess I just did it. Zap goes the signal. Whoop. We had the mosquito bite. We call it that. Mosquito bite. That might be too late. They said, nope, we heard it. Click. Read that again. They want to get rid of 1619. They want to get rid of that, and they want to get rid of this history that we're reading. Because that Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse madness that they learn in school now, they're not going to read this. They're not going to talk about this. And this is in book form that the white man put up. He wrote it. But it's good for them to read this stuff so they'll know what not to teach us. Read.
Soon, Spanish conquistadors landed on Bariquin. They brought with them brutality
They
and
brought
avarice.
with them brutality, murder, lies, the sword. Go ahead.
And avarice.
And avarice. They brought their greedy appetite. Go ahead.
Machismo.
Machismo. Move. Go ahead.
Smallpox.
They brought diseases.
And syphilis.
That's what you call, what they call it, biological warfare. That's what these things, that's what's going on now. Read that again. And they brought with them machismo and what?
And they brought with them brutality and avarice.
And avarice, come on.
Machismo.
Machismo, go ahead.
Smallpox and syphilis.
And smallpox and syphilis to kill off the natives. Go ahead.
Across the Caribbean.
Across the Caribbean, they did it. So all of Caribbean islands, they did that. Go ahead.
Across the Caribbean, Latin America.
They did it in Latin America?
And what is now California.
So they went through South America, Central America, the islands. They went all over. Read that again.
Across the Caribbean.
Go ahead.
Latin America.
They went across the Caribbean. They went across Latin America.
And what is now California.
Now they're coming into California now, where Issachar was. Go ahead.
Arizona.
Go ahead.
And New Mexico.
Go ahead. Listen what it's going to say here.
Spanish conquistadors burned.
They burned.
Tortured. Crucified. And destroyed in their search for gold.
You see that? So that's their history. So when the people find that out about you, that's what the Most High is talking about. That's going to be your end. So you have to keep the people asleep. And the best way you can keep the people asleep is to pretend that that's no longer you. Go back to that Habakkuk.
Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 11.
There you go. Come on.
Then shall his mind change.
Why would his mind change? Because he has to make you believe by kicking up this dust of confusion to cause you to go to sleep to what he's really about. You're looking at the snake and saying, it's a nice snake. It's a pretty snake. He's no longer a venomous snake. Let me bring him into my home and comfort him. Let him in my church. He's a nice snake. He's got a Bible. Then the snake bites you. And you're looking at the snake. And you say, why did you do that? I thought you was a Christian. I thought you was born again. The damn snake said, what the hell are you talking about? You knew I was a snake?
Bring it out.
Oh, Lordy. Read. It says, one Mexican Indian described the Spanish quest as follows. Read that.
They lifted up the gold as if they were monkeys with expressions of joy, as if it were something for which they yearned with a great thirst.
With a great thirst. That's that avarice that we was talking about earlier. Come on.
Their bodies fatten on it, and they hunger violently for it.
And they hungered violently for it. Go back to Habakkuk. Look at verse 9.
Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 9. They shall come all for violence.
This is what we read about. Spanish conquistadors did this. Go ahead.
Their faces shall sup as the east wind.
Their faces with their proud selves, like that's what they were supposed to do. They acted like this was their mission from God. Come on.
And they shall gather the captivity as the sand.
They shall gather the people up like sand on the sea. They're going to put everybody in slavery. And they did that to the entire planet Earth. Go back to the writing. Go back to the history that we was reading.
They killed so many Indians that it made a river of blood.
Damn.
And the day became red because of all the blood.
Now, how in the world, go back to Obadiah. This is why it's saying what it's saying here. And I'm going to read about Obadiah. And I'm going to because I didn't even get my videos in. I guess I get it in next week. Read that, because I did want to play that video, and I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to play. I got to squeeze it in here, because the brother, I did hear that brother said they wanted to see the video, the thing that we played last week. We didn't see the whole thing, so I got to get that in there. Read where am I at?
Obadiah, verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Thou art greatly despised. What's going to make you greatly despised? When they really find out the real you. So when your mind changed, that spell, that Hollywood spell that you put over the people's mind, that's going to wear off. Your lies in Christianity is going to wear off. The facts are going to begin to come out, and the people are going to all look at you with one consent. Give me that Habakkuk 2 and 6.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against thee?
Shall not all these nations and these people that you have in captivity, shall they not all take up a parable against you? Go ahead.
And a taunting proverb?
And a taunting proverb. The taunting proverb is that this is the Satan. This is the devil. That's what they're going to say. They're going to all say that. It said they shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the devil? Is this the man that brought all this hell upon us? That's what it's saying. Read.
A taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Destruction to him. That's what woe means. Destruction to him. All of the people are going to say in unison, destruction to him that increaseth that which does not belong to him. Because you stole it all. That's what we just read in history. So now let's get that clip. Let's go back to that clip from last week, because I said I wanted to show it. Let's get it in here. Another level of the violence and the evil that was done. And then you try to tell you that his mind has changed, when the people are still in the same category as we were from the very beginning. We didn't know better. We're still crazy as hell. We're still crazy. The symptoms of slavery has not left us. We still hate each other. We still have hate for our own. Have hate for our own skin. We got so-called black people still talking about bleaching themselves. Blonde, burning their damn hair out, talking about some blonde hair. Talking about women. Burning their head up, burning their scalp up. Read, play that video, man. The violence that was done to us. Look, watch this here. Now, what I'm about to do, what I'm showing here, back it up, let's get it. Back it up. Again, another testament to this man's evil, that his mind has not really changed. That's the reason why when I play this, I played that, we did that thing last week. Play this, and then give me my article from last week, and then we're going to go out. Play it. Turn it up.
Ready, Wilson? Shall we go?
Turn it up. That was it? The volume was up? Okay. So hold it. I was talking. Back it up. I want the people to hear this. There I go. Hit it. Let it ride.
Ready, Wilson? Shall we go? Been waiting for you. And the winch? Ready. That's good. Bring her along.
Bring her along. He said, are you ready, Wilson? Hold it. Let's get it in. He said, hold it. He said, are you ready? You got your winch? I got my nigga. That's what he's saying. Put the article up there. We're going to come back to this, because I'm going to show you that his mind ain't changed at all. Put the article up there from last week. Look at this.
White billionaire offers $1 billion to breed Serena Williams.
To breed Serena Williams.
And LeBron James.
So he's going to pay $1 billion to produce a super baby. We read this last week. But that's the point here. So he's looking at these two. This is no different from the film that we're about to look at, the history. Hey, I sent the picture that showed you, like I said last week, that this video that I'm about to show depicts real history. Find that clip. It's just a picture. I want the people to see that, because I'm going back to that. Go back to the pictures that I sent you, because I sent it to you. Hold on, brothers and sisters. We about there. We're going to get it in. You see it? I need to see the pictures. Move this out the way so I can see the pictures. Okay. Put on a different screen. It should be right beside that one, because I put them together. No, that ain't it. It's a picture. Go to the pictures. I need to see the group of pictures. That one, right there. No. It's that same picture, but it had words in it. Move it quick. Now, I hate this because it's running time, and time is crucial. Move the thing fast so I can see. Oh, God. All right, play the video. Go back to the video. Well, this right here said white billionaire. We read about that, right? So it said that a white billionaire from Russia, that's where he was from, he said that he wanted to pay $1 billion, $500 million a piece to breed Serena Williams and LeBron James. That's no different from letting you know that his mind ain't changed at all.
Right. He's still doing it.
That's the paper I was looking for right there. Now you got it. I did send it. Show that. This is the film that I'm about to show y'all. This is when I said it was at the credits, at the end of the credits, this pops up. It says, this film is a documentary. The events depicted and the characters represented are historically true. So this is not a fairy tale. This is the history that they don't want you to know. So they did this to us. Now, go to the video. So you're looking at the history, and then you have this article, and his mind ain't no different from the regular white folks. They all think this way. Play that video.
All right, let's go. Down, boy. Good boy, Casanova.
These are the different LeBron. Hey, I don't want to say a bit. I don't want to speak against our brother LeBron James or Serena Williams, that she married Esau. She's sick as hell. But he's walking and he's looking at his different LeBron Jameses. He's looking at his bucks, his mandingos. Roll it back again. Let the people see that. Just let it ride. Listen to what he says. Here you have, thank you. Here you have this white man here. He has his winch, his Serena Williams. Show the picture. Show the picture I got on the screen so the people can see. Because I'm looking at it here. Show that so they can see the clip. Yes. You see the woman there. That's his winch from his plantation. He brings her to this plantation owner who has LeBron James, basically, who has bucks and mandingos as they were in the history. Okay? So he says, ready, Wilson? You ready to bring your slave? Bring your winch? Your winch ready? He said, your winch ready? Come on. That's what's happening here. So he's getting ready to walk down the corridor of his bucks. Listen, go ahead. Sound?
Good. Bring her along.
Bring her along.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Down, boy.
Turn it up. I can hear it. Casanova. Call him Casanova.
With the smell of a wench.
He said they go wild. I don't know if they can hear it. Can they hear it? Okay. He said they go wild over a smell of a winch. You got to realize that these men were starved. That's why they're acting like that. It's just like in a damn prison. The women go walking in there, all the brothers locked up behind bars, and they see that. Go ahead.
These studs go wild with the smell of a wench. He's got more seed in him than a dozen bulls. They offered me $4,500 for him in Benson, but I wouldn't take it.
She's scared to death. This is something, hold on. This is something else to pay attention to. A lot of people try to figure out why our black women are so promiscuous and just lay down with anybody because of history like this here. Like I said, the symptoms of slavery are still in us. When a lot of our sisters don't realize that once you give your body to a man, that's supposed to be your man till death. But it's like penis to penis to penis to penis to penis. It comes from this. And they think nothing of it because the respect has been broken. Go ahead. So now they bring up LeBron. Basically. He wins the prize. Back it up a little bit so they can hear it. I want them to hear the words. Go ahead.
Good old James, my family. 200 pounds of muscle and not an ounce of fat. If I wanted, he could cover 4 or 5 wenches a day. But I'm not wasting them.
She's
Your
scared. Look
way's
at her
ready.
face.
Ready as you'll ever be, Mr. Bighorn. Put her in there. Put her in there. Put her in there. Put her in there.
Put her in there.
Remember, Wilson, if he does any damage, that's your problem.
If she does any damage, that's your fault.
Little mare.
Now, I should say this here. I should have said for disclaimer purposes because of the content that's in it. I forgot to mention that. So, brothers and sisters, please, viewer discretion is advised. Go ahead.
Enough, Jason. Enough. Water. Water, please.
So that's the only time to get water.
That's it.
He said, water, please, because he's valuable to him, because of his seed. Because of his seed. Go ahead. What you got for me?
Giving a boyfriend harlot.
Yes, come on.
Joel, chapter 3, verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink.
We're not the Jews. How in the world are they going to say that we're not the Israelites that the Bible speaks of when it's coming straight out speaking it? That's it?
Yes, sir.
All right, all praises. What we got? Captain, got anything? All right. Gail? All right, all right. Brothers and sisters, we've reached pretty much the end of our segment. Real quick, let's give them the...
Shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless y'all. Happy Sabbath. All praise to the Most High for a wonderful, again, radio show, the Bible, the Book of Our Fathers. Remember, don't neglect to give alms. For those who would like to give alms, fill out an envelope in your local IUIC assembly, okay, and place it in the alms box. To give alms online, donate to IUIC Concord via PayPal at iuic.concord.nc@israelunite.org. Also, continue to donate to the Booster Club as we spread the gospel throughout the four corners of the earth. You can send that money, out monies and alms also to PayPal at iuic.fundraising@israelunite.org. All praise to the Most High.
All praise to the Most High. Brothers and sisters, we're going to sign out. We get the credits in for the brothers next week. We just want to thank the crew, Bible Book of Our Fathers, Officer Zariah, Officer Castiel, Officer Yehoshua. Our prayers continue to go up for my brother. Officer Gidron, Soldier Israel, Soldier O'Shea, Soldier Uriah, and Soldier Ezekiel. And from the whole crew here at Bible, the Book of Our Fathers, we say shalom to you and good night. Most High in Christ bless you all. Happy Sabbath.
Shalom. Happy Sabbath.
Next week is part 3. Shalom.